back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I achieved this makeup look that I'm wearing right now. I think this is it's a glam, but it's not too hard to do. There's no false lashes involved, but there is some glitter, which I always like to do. But I really hope you enjoy watching it, and let's get right into it. I'm going to just pull my hair back so it's not in my way. So I already washed and moisturized my face, and I also put some lip balm on because my lips get so dry when it gets colder outside. I'm going to go ahead and go in with some primer. I'm using the e.l.f. Poreless Face Primer. This is a really good primer I used in my last tutorial. It has a soft like tea tree oil smell, which I don't mind. It does go away though as soon as it soaks in, as soon as you apply it. I'm going in before foundation to contour. I'm going to be using this Megaglo makeup stick from Wet n Wild. This is one of the contour shades. It's called Oaks on You. So I'm going to draw some lines of this where I would contour where I want some shadow from like where my contour naturally is. So right there at the start of my ear, I'm going to go down and I'm going to go up just a little bit right here. I'm also going to put a little bit of this under my chin. Right under my lip. I normally don't contour there, but you can. And then some lines on my forehead and on the sides of my nose. I'm also putting a little bit of this right under my jawline. It looks more natural when you contour under your foundation. That's why I do it, because you don't want your contour to be like unblended or too harsh. But if you put it under your foundation, just a little bit of it shows through. So it still looks contour, but it looks more natural and you don't have to worry so much about it. So to blend my contour, I'm using the foundation blurring brush from e.l.f. It's a really nice blush. I say that every time I say brush, I'll accidentally say blush. I don't know why. It's a really good brush for blending in cream products and like foundations and contours. I'm blending the contour on my cheeks. I'm blending it upwards because I want this part under here to just be clean and free of shadows. And then the stuff under my chin, I'm blending downward towards my neck. Alright, so for my foundation, the foundation I'm using today is my favorite foundation ever. This is so good. This is the Wet n Wild Photofocus foundation. I'm using the shade Nude Ivory. This is one of their lighter shades. I think it's like the third lightest shade or something. I can't remember exactly. Normally I use Nude Beige, I'm pretty sure. When I'm a little bit lighter, I don't have a tan, and like in the winter time, I will use a lighter shade, so I'm using Nude Ivory. And this is light with neutral undertones. A little bit pink for my skin because my undertones are more yellow than neutral. Sometimes I'll add in a yellow concealer. I'm also adding in this foundation. I'm going to put in some of my yellow concealer. I'm working in sections because this stuff dries pretty quick. I'm also going to add in a little bit of some illuminator. This is a strobing, some strobing drops from Hard Candy. This is in the shade White Pearl. I'm going to go ahead and take this same brush, and as I'm blending this in, I'm mainly going to just be tapping it. I don't want to disturb the contour under there. I'm also blending this down my neck, and then before I go in and add some more, I'm going to take a stamp sponge and I'm going to just blend this in, dab it in some more to make it look more natural. Alright, so after foundation, concealer, and powder. The concealer I'm using is Tarte Shape Tape. Of course, this is the best concealer ever. This is the shade Fair Neutral. So I'm taking it on the places of my face that I didn't put, the contour that I want to be brightened and everything. So I'm going to take this down on the bridge of my nose, between my brows, right there on my forehead, my chin a little bit, and my cupid's bow. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and take this under my eyes to cover up the dark circles under my eyes, and also to brighten just this whole area right here. So I'm taking it in a nice triangle right under my eyes. And as I'm blending out the back portion of this, I'm not going to bring this up onto my eyelids. I'm going to be using actual eyeshadow primer today. Normally I just bring the concealer up, but I'm just going to go the extra step today since this is more of a glam look, and I'm going to be using an actual primer. So for the excess concealer, I'm going to just be bringing it up right here in a line around out from the back of my eye towards my hairline to just brighten up this whole area right here. So for powder, I'm using the RCMA No Color Powder. I'm going to just take some of this on my sponge. I'm also going to stamp some of this around the rest of my face and then just blend it in. I'm using a big fluffy brush. This is one from e.l.f. This is the Total Face brush from e.l.f. to blend in the powder. I'm going to just blend this all over my face and then just steer clear of right under my eyes because I am going to bake under my eye to make sure the concealer stays all day and does not crease at all. And I'm going to contour my face with a powder, and the powder that I'm going to be using is the Wet n Wild contour palette. The name of this palette is Dulce de Leche, and I'm going to be just using this dark contour shade right here. I'm going to start with a little bit and then build it up. So I'm going right where that is shadow, so you can still see the shadow from the contour stick that I put under my foundation. I'm going right on top of that. I'll also take a little bit of this right under my jawline and a little bit on my forehead. Alright, so I'm also going to take some of this on the sides of my nose. This is completely extra. You don't have to contour your nose. I rarely do. I'm going to be using a small blending brush that you use for like eyeshadow. This is also from Wet n Wild. And I'm just taking this right here, just anywhere you want to darken, and then slim down the sides of it a little bit. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and blend out this contour just a little bit with this bigger brush to make it look more natural. And then, just to go the extra little bit to give it that sharp look, I'm taking the other end of this sponge, which is just a flat edge like this. I'm going to dip it back into that translucent powder, and I'm going to just cut the contour right here under it. And I'm blending out the powder that's right below the contour. So the next thing I'm going to do is do my eyebrows. I just brush them up and fill them in with some powder. The powder I'm going to be using is the Hard Candy Brow Powder Duo. This is in medium dark. I'm going to just set my brows with some clear brow gel. This is the one from e.l.f. This is the UltaBeauty Nude Matte Eyeshadow Primer. To set that primer down, I'm going to just take a powder. So most of the shadows, I'm going to just do a mixture of like some contour shades and a couple of shadows from this e.l.f. Nude Rose Gold palette. I'll be sure to make sure you guys know which shadow I'm using when. I'm using the first matte shade in this palette. Wait, I forgot. Before I go ahead and work on my eyes, I'm going to really quick take some of this translucent powder. That's going to help me create a line right where I'm blending my shadow, and also to catch any fallout. So I'm also going in with the other matte shade in this palette. So I'm going to go ahead and go into the contour shade that I was using. I'm going to add a little bit of warmth into this eyeshadow because the shadows that I just used were pretty cool toned. So I'm going into this other palette that I got. This is not one, I don't think you can buy this. This is the Happy Birthday palette from NYX. It's just a free thing for your birthday at Ulta. But I'm just going into one of the warm brown shades. And as I'm blending outward in kind of like a V shape. Through all of this blending, I have been staying away from the actual lid because I want to add something later onto the lid. I'm going to go ahead and take another lighter shadow. I'm going back into that e.l.f. palette. And I'm just going to blend right up on the top, so there's nothing harsh. Before I finish up the inside, I'm going to just go ahead and brush away that powder. And you can see the line, that sharp line that you get when you brush away the powder. So I'm going to take for my lower lash line, I'm going to do a mixture of these colors that I used for my lid. And then with a more precise brush, this is the eye crease brush from e.l.f. I'm taking one of these darker shades that I used and taking that closer to the actual lash line. So there we go, this is done with the actual shadows themselves, but I'm going to add some glitter, of course. This is the Urban Decay Naked Illuminated Shimmering Powder for Face and Body. It's like basically like a highlighter that has a lot of glitter in it. So how I use this is I'll take a flat like shader brush, and then I dampen it with just some setting spray. Dip this right into this powder. Now to add even more glitter, I'm going to go in with a glitter eyeliner. This is the Walk the Line liquid eyeliner from Hard Candy. This is in the shade White Night. I'm also bringing this onto my inner corner a bit, right on my lower lash line. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and tightline my upper lash line with some black liner. So for my face, I'm going to use some blush from Tarte. This is in the shade Unstoppable. The highlighter I'm using is the TooFaced Love Light highlighter in the shade Blinded by the Light. And then I will wet my brush a little bit with some spray and add a little bit more. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and spray my face really quick with some setting spray. I'm using the All Nighter spray from Urban Decay. So I'm going to go ahead and do my mascara really quick. And you could totally do false lashes with this look just to add that much more glam to it. This is the Lash-O-Matic Fiber Mascara from Wet n Wild, I'm pretty sure. So I'm going to go ahead and throw in a little bit of highlight on my brow bone. I'm using the same highlighter that I used for my face. Also, I'm just going to put a little bit of this on my inner corner because why not? And for my lips, I'm going to be using this Ultra Satin Lip from ColourPop in the shade Alyssa. I'm going to put this on with a little angled brush. I find that's the best way so that I don't get it out of my lip line. Especially because the wand that I got is all messed up. I don't think they're supposed to be like that. But alright, so I'm going to just block my lips. And this is the completed makeup look. And as always, all of the products and brushes that I used in this video are all cruelty-free, and the brushes are all vegan, of course. I really hope that you enjoyed watching this video, and please give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Bye!